Welcome back to the Bougie Miles YouTube channel. I am Bethany Walsh. I am the founder of BougieMiles.com, and I am here to help you travel as luxuriously as possible while spending as little cash as possible. Today I want to talk about a topic that is near and dear to my heart because it's actually what got me started in the world of travel, miles and points, and credit cards. You guessed it, Las Vegas. I've been gambling and visiting casinos since before I was probably supposed to. One thing that makes casinos stand out over traditional hotels, aside from the gambling, is that the casino rooms in the hotel tend to be really nice. They also tend to be half the price of a real five-star hotel. So basically you're getting a five-star hotel for maybe a third of what you would pay for a regular five-star hotel elsewhere. The reason for this obviously is because they make money off of gambling, not necessarily stays. That's besides the point. When I first started traveling, I would pretty much only go to casino destinations. So we're talking Vegas, Bahamas, Atlantic City, and I sort of got addicted to really nice hotels. Vegas, I mean, take your pick, they're all amazing, right? Bahamas, same thing. When I first started, Atlantis was the place to be, and you know, it was in the James Bond movie. So these are all really, really, really nice hotels. And aside from Atlantis, the prices for like Borgata or pretty much any hotel in Vegas is so much cheaper than you would spend anywhere else. Needless to say, I've developed a five-star addiction, and now you all know why. So let's talk about Vegas loyalty. When I say Vegas, I mean gambling programs in general. When I first started at Miles to Memories, one of my biggest topics that I would cover was Vegas loyalty because it was one of the most familiar to me. And then I went to the first Zork Fest. Thank you, Michael and Eric. And then I spoke at the second Zork Fest, and that sort of like solidified my love for hotel loyalty and casino loyalty crossover. There's a whole separate video on the basics of hotel and casino loyalty crossover programs. There are 4 of them. It's IHG crosses over with Venetian and Palazzo. Cosmopolitan crosses over with Marriott. World of Hyatt crosses over with MLife. And Caesars crosses over with Wyndham. I've never stayed at a Caesars property because hashtag bougie. We're gonna do a video where you are gonna learn so many ways to maximize the system, we'll call it. But today I just wanna talk about Cosmopolitan because it's the smallest program, it's the smallest partnership. It's not actually a partnership, so what happens is, interestingly, you are able to transfer identity rewards to Marriott Bonvoy points and vice versa. Usually when you transfer your points from any program to another, it's not a good ratio, right? You know, we see like 5 to 1, 3 to 1, not that great. Except for Identity and Marriott, which is actually why it's my favorite loyalty crossover program available. Well, that's for a few reasons. First, I think it's the nicest hotel in Vegas. It's arguable that it's on par with like the new Winds and Aria, maybe Bellagio, which is getting slightly dated, but it's classic, and then Cosmo. But really, Cosmo is top notch. There's a review on my site of the hotel and the rooms, and it's just an incredible place to stay. Although, if you're going high end and you're willing to spend a lot of money, stay at the Sky Suites because you've never had service like that in your entire life. It's incredible. Why do I love the program? Because they allow you to earn, so you're only supposed to earn points in one or the other. They say you can either earn identity or you can earn Marriott points. Sure, Cosmopolitan's hotel is considered a member of Marriott's Autograph Collection. Cosmopolitan's casino is separate. They have their own program called Identity Rewards. So what I like to do is make sure I always give my identity number or card when I don't lose it. I lose it every time. So I give them my number every time I pay for something or check out. So like at any of the restaurants or dry bar, They do not let you do it for the IV place, by the way. Everything else will earn identity points, and you earn 5 identity points per dollar. So during our last video, my dog very rudely interrupted us, and so I did not get to finish what I was saying about the Cosmopolitan. So that's why I'm wearing a different outfit. So they often tell you that you have to choose between Marriott points or Identity Rewards points. But if you do what I said and hand your card off before you check out, you'll be getting credit for each transaction. So usually it ends up being a double dip. That's when you earn, well, you guys know what a double dip is. Okay, so basically what you're doing is earning identity points while you're staying, Marriott points when you check out. If you're not somebody who's ever going to stay at Cosmo, or you don't go to Vegas enough to care about identity, then basically you're just double earning your Marriott points. Well, not double, because it's only 5 per dollar, and then you're only getting 80% of those back into your account. So let's say you earn 1,000 identity points, it's going to be 800 Marriott points. Obviously, you'll earn a lot more than that. It's actually really easy to get status with Cosmo through Identity Rewards. Anything you spend at the hotel, whether it's at a restaurant, a retail outlet, or on your room, like room service, those all count as 5 points per dollar. You only have to earn 4,000 points for their lowest level status. And usually low level status is not that great, right? It gives you like maybe early check-in or not even. At Cosmo, it gives you 1 free night per year, any night, as long as they have availability. I've only been denied 1 time for a Saturday night when I called like 2 weeks before, and it was the middle of June. Usually if you book in advance, you can get a Saturday night. It doesn't matter how much it is. I've done New Year's Eve, no problem. So to recap that point, just in case I wasn't clear, if you spend $800 or some combination of play and around $800, unless you're a big player, then obviously you would have to spend a lot less. You will earn Sterling status, I believe it is now. They changed it a few years ago. And that will give you 1 free night per year. Buy one, get one buffet, which they have a really good buffet, Wicked Spoon, and all of the other benefits that come with a low level status. The next status up is gold, and that's a little bit harder to earn. You have to earn 20,000 points, so that's about $4,000 in spend, or again, some combination of spend and play. But that one has a really, really, really nice perk. No resort fees. So if you spend as much time in Vegas as I do, it might be worth like concentrating all of your time and effort at Cosmo. Like maybe, I mean, listen, they have a ton of restaurants, right? So you can't really get bored. They have amazing drinks at the pool, and as you know, everything is super expensive in Vegas. So it ends up not being that hard to spend money, which is not a good thing, but it is when you're chasing status based on spend. The one thing about Cosmo that's interesting, and this is for the gamers out there, they don't necessarily rate table games. Like there's no specific metric by which you will earn points at the table games. Whereas like slots is broken down in a pamphlet. It tells you exactly how many points you earn per dollar in each slot machine and by type, right? So the interesting thing about Cosmo is that they don't actually have a set standard for table games. You may not earn anything, especially if you're not there long, but they will give you comps based on good play. So keep that in mind. Most people don't even care about the few dollars that you earn while you're gambling unless you're spending a ton of money. What people really want is comps. Now, the one thing about that at Cosmo is that it's a standalone casino, right? So you can earn status and free nights and everything at Cosmo, but you can only use it in Vegas. So that is definitely one thing to think about. I would say that this video is probably for the heavy Marriott people and the people who go to Vegas a lot. After all is said and done, and you're home, and it's a few weeks later, and you check your accounts, you will probably have both Marriott and Cosmo points, identity. So it's up to you what you want to do with them. I always transfer them to Marriott because really there's no reason not to. You would assume that if you're collecting points and miles, you know how to get more than 1 cent per point for each of your Marriott points. So as long as you're getting more than 1 cent per point, it's a good transfer because that's what you could use the points for at Cosmo. Basically, it's just like 1 cent each, and you can use it for whatever you want. It could be room rate, it could be restaurant spend, doesn't matter. It could also be free play. I like simplicity, so I know what to do with my Marriott points, and that's the end of it. And one last note that I want you to be aware of is that if you are not going after Cosmo status at all, like I said, Cosmo is a Marriott hotel, so they honor all of your elite benefits.